We should be able to live and create and make a living. And it's not necessarily be gazillionaires, but make a decent living where we can survive and feed our family and thrive, but also living an abundant life. Hey, so I want to talk about how specializing in a set skill is the thing that you need to help deal with the confidence related to manifesting, creating anything that you desire, is developing the skill set. So, you ever heard of, they say, I'm a jack of all trades and a master of none, right? What we want to do is not be good at multiple things, right? Have you ever heard of a person who I have tons of friends versus I have a few quality friends. And those tons of friends, there may be a few quality, but there are more, not necessarily more, but they could be a lot of people that are really just associates. So in terms of content creation, we don't want to try to do everything. I find myself falling in this trap sometimes as well, where I find myself wanting to do too many things. I want to do, digital marketing. I want to create YouTube videos, TikTok. I want to get big on TikTok, Instagram Reels. So trying to figure out how to specialize in one set of content creation, it could be a challenge to me as well. But what I've find to realize is I always come back to talking to my wife, and I'll show you how. Before I get there, I'll show you how I get there. So I spend a lot of time. Have spent a lot of time trying to figure out. Okay, should I do TikTok? Should I do Instagram? Should I do YouTube? I want to do all of those things, right? So I can get to the masses. There's so many people that I can reach, trying to essentially sell our digital product. Our digital product is, we essentially are a family that is trying to brand our family. I believe that we should get paid for being ourselves. And that's not just for us. I mean that for all of us. So if you're watching this video, then you're probably in that same alignment that we should be able to live and create and make a living. And it's not necessarily be gazillionaires, but make a decent living where we can survive and feed our family and thrive, but also living an abundant life. So essentially we're branding ourselves, but I find myself wanting to get on all of the social media platforms. And what I've come to realize is I can be consistent, but then it gets overwhelming. I got to post today. Then we start view watching or like watching, comments. No one said, I find myself like, oh, look, they viewed my video, but they didn't like it. And it's not really, I don't really feel that way, but that is the feeling that comes up. And it's an honest feeling. I have to be real. So going back to the reasoning of this video is we have to specialize in something. We have to decide what it is about our content creation or whatever we're doing that we want to essentially set in on. So me, I set in on my platform. I'm going to push YouTube. My YouTube, I'm going to dedicate the next 4 to 5 years of my life to growing this channel to see what really happens, as well as my family. But this is my dedication to this, is to blow this channel up and see how far it really goes with intention. Being very specific to what I'm trying to create and trying to improve myself, but then becoming a master of the art of YouTube and content creation, not the results of it. I believe that if I master the art, the results will come, right? So how I understand that to be true is when I first started therapy, I worked with all types of families. I worked with all types of persons. And that's not to say I wasn't good, but it was hit or miss. The moment I became specialized in neurofeedback brain training, I went from being I want to say in my state, I think it's probably 10,000 more in licensed therapists. But in our state, there's, last time I checked, and that was a while ago, so it could be more now, but the last time I checked was only about 6 months ago to a year, I was one of 4 that was certified in neurofeedback brain training. And I know 2 of the other ones personally, right? So essentially, that's not to say that the other neurofeedback practitioners aren't well, but the ones that are certified, there's not many of us. So I say all that to say is the moment I became specialized in that, so it didn't matter if a person didn't like me because of blah, 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 or it felt like they didn't choose me because blah, blah. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, if I'm specialized, if you're going to come to this state and get neurofeedback brain training, I was one of 4 people. If you're looking for a certified practitioner, I was one of 4 people that you were going to call. I specialize in something. And even to this day, I specialize in it. I don't have to market it. I don't talk heavily about it. Again, this channel is, physical health, mental health, spiritual health. And so I will bring in the neurofeedback brain training, how that helps. And then also some practices in mental performance that we can do for ourselves to help us in our content creation, because it's all transferable. But essentially, I specialize in that, so I don't have to move that as much because people will come to me. And I say, when you specialize in something, when you're good at it, your confidence in it automatically goes. It's been times where I question, am I a good therapist? Do they like that person? I find myself in those thought cycles as well. But also, I understand now that I have to bring myself back to the present moment. I have to align with, there are some who are going to appreciate me and there are some who are not going to appreciate me. It is okay. And to be honest, when a person say, oh man, he was a really terrible therapist, or he was a really great therapist, I thank you so much for helping my kid, blah, blah, blah. Both are true based off our perspective, right? So essentially, once we start to specialize in something, our confidence go up. So in terms of content creation, what do you specialize in? What area are you trying to go into that you're trying to become the expert in that field? And just because you are the expert doesn't mean there aren't other experts. Again, we have a tribe. There are some therapists that Chris can reach that others can't reach, and vice versa. All of us have a tribe. We all have people that we connect with. It is billions of people on this planet. You don't have to have all of them. Again, you need to have what they say, a true audience of 1,000. If you have 1,000 people that really support you in your field of study, right, or support you in general, essentially you could be a 6-figure earner plus on this platform. And it's not only about money, it's about giving value. So think about money, or even that, it's currency, it's a current. Current is energy, right? Current is a wave. Current is money. So essentially, if I give value and you find value in that, you exchange it with the currency, either energy by giving me your attention, which is energy, or you'll buy at some point buy our shirts and our apparel, or you'll invest into our cookbooks, or at some point we develop communities. Whatever we decide to branch off from this channel and from our brand, whatever we decide that creates value for you, you will exchange it with currency, energy, right? So essentially, once you become a master at a skill, your confidence goes up. So when people are trying to develop confidence, when we talk about thinking and believing, thinking and believing and seeing is one aspect of it. That's the spiritual. But the physical that we want to go with that is when we're studying to learn this said skill to increase our ability to do it, we want to think and connect with that version of ourselves that we're creating, right? So specialize in your said area. So in this thing we call content creation, right, we want to specialize in the said skill. All right, so this video is getting a little long. I appreciate your time. If you like this type of content, subscribe to the channel. I'm glad you watched this entire video. I appreciate you. Lock in for more things. We're just trying to create a community of people, of like-minded individuals who are trying to get a part of this content creation, then also elevate it, and then commit ourselves to the development and the skill of it, right? So I appreciate your time. Peace.